And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Washington Redskins. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Now Boykin on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Boykin. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
57.
Boykin. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at him with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
Here's Boykin to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA, with a sack. Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's 3rd and goal. Now Boykin. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Second and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, here's Haskins. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
A give to Kamara running right, and very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Haskins on 3rd down. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They'll indeed go for it with Haskins. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Credit the sack to Von Miller. So just shy of midfield. They tried it. Didn't work out. What did you think?
I thought that they should have punted the ball away. Should have gotten rid of it and played defense with better field position. Look, I'm as aggressive as anyone wanting to go for it on offense, but in this situation, it doesn't.
First half.
I don't know that there's any risk. I mean, what's the reward for your risk here? I would not have done that. My only explanation is this coach, he may want to be up here in the booth with us. We may have a 3-man booth starting next week if he keeps up with those decisions.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now it's Boykin. Flushed out right. Escaping the pressure right. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now it's Boykin. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Boykin. Hits his running back, Pirine. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Samaje Pirine, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The veteran Jerry Hughes drops the hammer in the backfield. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. Squeeze, double. Hey, check Mike 21.
Here's Haskins. Flush to his right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Von Miller able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 20.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th.
But it brings up 4th down.
Now, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. Here we go on 4th down. Haskins. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Haskins to throw on 2nd down. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Let's go, one more. SOS.
Here is Boykin. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Pretty solid coverage there by the All-Pro Richard Sherman, able to get a hand in.
Well, Brandon, all receivers are trying to make sure that the defender thinks they'll go into the middle of the field when they're running the out cut. On that play, didn't get it done very well because that one was batted down.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. To throw is Boykin. He's going to go deep for Funchess. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll indeed go for it with Boykin. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Clay. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Every play is supposed to get a player's best effort. But on 4th down, that really increases the stakes, doesn't it? What about that catch?
Heck of an effort picking up the first.
And now that team has to be motivated going forward. They just saw a great effort there. They want to make sure it pays off.
Boykin on 1st and 10. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 33-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Get the flag. I'm not ready. Watch out. Watch out. Watch him.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Haskins eluding the pressure right. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter. A lot of time to change things. Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning.
Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike plus. Get that ball. Get that ball. Hey, check Mike 21. Gotta do better.
3rd down. Here's Haskins. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Paul Richardson there, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Back to throw. Boykin. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Boykin will throw again. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Just like that. Just like that. 58, right over there, right over there. 58, right there. Coming to you, coming to you. Hayward.
Again, Boykin. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And he's got room. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin as the first half is winding down. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Let's go.
At their own 32-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Incomplete. Intended for Juju Smith-Schuster. A.J. Boye on the coverage.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Watch the screen.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Haskins. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Good job.
Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Line 51. Line 51. I got you.
Final play of the half, it's Haskins. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo! Yo, use you.
Now they try the right side here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
55 to Mike. Check the outs. Check the outs.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 11 yards there, first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Throwing here, Boykin on first. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Ioannidis picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now it's Kamara in the passing game. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. It's a gain of 5 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. The Ravens get a new set of downs. Give them 17 on that pickup.
And the Raven first down.
Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike 51. Come on, baby.
Now Haskins on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They go play action now. Haskins. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 24. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. From the 35 on 2nd down, Haskins. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a gain of 35. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Jerry Hughes getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Haskins to throw. Left side here to Sanders. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins 18.
It's a gain of 20.
Haskins now perfect since the 2nd half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Haskins on 1st down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. A.J. Bouye, the fine cornerback, there to make the play defensively. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Check, Mike 21.
2nd and 10 now. Haskins. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Check, Mike 21, Mike 21, check, Mike 21. Here we go, here we go. Hey, check, Mike 21. Check, Mike 21. Watch the run, watch the run.
On 3rd down, Haskins. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them. Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd down, here's Boykin. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 25 yards there on the catch and run. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Boykin. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield, a really nice pickup.
Here we go.
Now it's Boykin. Going to throw right side here, complete. 20, 10, 5, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Taylor McAvoy, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, oh, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18 from all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Hayward. Mike 21. Mike 21. Check Mike 21. Zip it. Watch the run.
Throwing now. Haskins on first down. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. It's Ryan Kerrigan getting the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Looking to throw, Haskins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here.
At the 33-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On 2nd down, here's Haskins. He's going deep for Brown. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Ravens, they claw one back. Tucker able to connect on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions.
And he's into the clear. Past the 20. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Let's go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Haskins to throw on 2nd down. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Haskins on 3rd down. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. A first down and then some, 36 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And between the last 2 plays, they moved it over half the length of the football field. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's Haskins. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Ryan Kerrigan able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Check 37. Check 37.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Go ahead, baby. Go, 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 go. Say. 64. Wait. Off.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? They'll try and throw forward with Haskins. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Redskins defense going to take over on the turnover on downs. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
At the 15-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff looking right. He's got a first down past the 30. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now the extra point try forthcoming. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Redskins 59, Ravens 14.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal.
And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Matthew Ioannidis able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.